Welcome back, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt. Mary Katharine Ham is the host of the Normally podcast, the Getting Hammered podcast, and Fox News contributor. Mary Katharine, I told Senator Lankford earlier that if we were Jewish and Charlie was Jewish, we would be sitting Shiva and it would be over today. But it's going to go on through the weekend until Charlie is buried. I hate to ask you, but I want this audience to hear. Can you tell us about your relationship with Charlie and how you knew him?
Yeah, I didn't know him well. We weren't close, but we had worked together with Turning Points in the past, notably very Charlie style, despite sometimes us having disagreements about Trump or policy. He would have me as a voice at those gatherings, particularly for the one for young women, and I very much appreciated that. We certainly, and I don't mean to note this for any reason other than to say, like, we had our disagreements, which is natural because in a political movement, you have those. And I think it's been sort of and I hesitate to say it this way, but it's been sort of like a gift of this week to get more exposure to Charlie Kirk's debating, because I think I had I think a little bit unfairly shorthanded him in my head in the past years as viral destroyed so-and-so in a clip guy. And then you click through to the clips more often. Look, I'm not the demo. I'm a little older. But when I click through to the clips all this week and see far more of him than I had recently, he was not just a good debater, but he was a generous debater. He is the type that I attempt to be on college campuses, and to give young people the sense that they have someone who does represent things that they believe, to give students who are the minority on those campuses and feel very intimidated, the opportunity to see a path that they could walk, to have an organization they could plug into. Charlie was a leader in a way that I was not capable of being, and brought many people to our side and to a microphone and to our ideas in a way that makes me just admire him so much. And I wish I had appreciated him a little bit more vocally while he was here. And now I'm glad to engage with some of that after his passing. And it certainly is a legacy.
Now, you use the L word, leader, and I like people who do that, because unlike you and I, who are pundits and talking heads and debaters, we didn't put together an organization. At least I didn't. Right. I don't think you have. And it takes a lot of work to do that. Can it keep going? Will someone rise up to take over Turning Point and lead it the way? It's a unique skill set that Charlie had. And by the way, if you're not the demo, I'm way not the demo. But I saw Charlie in action at Colorado Christian University, took over my class and energized this group of high school students in a way I hadn't seen before when he was 18. And he was getting better every year, stronger, more mature, more persuasive, easier to love, actually. So how do you keep that going?
I think that you and I both believe that God has had and has a plan for Charlie. And I think that he was able to build this organization so young, perhaps because he wouldn't be at the helm of it forever. It has a lot of donors. It has a very solid base. It has devotees that will want to carry on this legacy. And also it has Erica Kirk. And if her first public speaking, public words after the horrific murder of her husband are any indication, she will be quite capable of carrying forth his legacy, not just with the kids, but sort of being at least a little bit a front-facing person for the organization if she wishes to. And by the way, it's not even just fringe people who have come at her for doing that. And it's so disgusting. Of all the things that should be basic humanity, let's not pile on the widow of a man who was brutally murdered in front of all of our eyes. Carrying on his legacy and speaking about the things he believes in is exactly what she should be doing. That's a perfect thing for her to be doing.
So my last question,
the way she spoke about it.
You and Guy Benson have been doing this for years, going on campuses. Do you expect campuses to try and avoid debate because it's just easier and it's cheaper and it doesn't cause problems, or will they lean into it?
So they should lean into it, but I fear they will not. And I think you're already seeing that in the threat the threat veto to these candlelight vigils in a couple of places where the university says, oh, we can't handle this. No, you must handle it. You must. When I go to college campuses, and you probably have some of the same experiences, all these kids are left-leaning. They know I'm a right-winger. They have no problem disagreeing with me. But I still tell them proactively, feel free to disagree with me. It does not bother me because I'm in a position of power. And it's good to invite that. Colleges should invite that. Charlie became what college should have been and had failed to be. And so when someone is murdered for their beliefs, you should actually go above and beyond to make sure that you're inviting people who believe what Charlie believes, to make sure that you are protecting them, to make sure that you are footing the bill to protect them so that their speech is not literally less free than someone on the left. Do I think colleges are going to step up and do that? Probably not. And I'm nobody. I know Ben Shapiro has said he would pick up the mic. I'm nothing compared to them, but I have spent a lot of years doing this. I love talking to young people. It is so gratifying. And I see that joy in Charlie's face when he gets to talk to people and actually be heard, and they get to be heard, because he's actually quite good about letting them be heard, even quieting the crowd when his adversaries need to finish a point. I'm happy to do it too, because it needs to be done, and it needs to be done more often so that colleges and people on those campuses can work the muscle of hearing things that they disagree with, because it is not in shape right now.
From your lips to every college president, provost, and dean's ears. Mary Katharine Ham, thank you. Follow her on X at MK Hammer.